Hey guys.
How did that work so easy for you?
I don't know, but we're gonna see if we can invite these guys. Because it's not letting it. Oh, here they are.
Hi there.
Perfect. That was really weird. Hey. Hey.
Hey guys.
How's it
How's
going?
it going?
Good, good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
I'm
So
just
I'm
excited
Ryan.
I'm not the big head on top for once.
Yeah. I'm
Thanks.
Ryan, and this is Nelson,
Hi.
Hey.
and we're from Royal Hearts.
Awesome.
Nice to meet
Well,
you.
you know me. I'm Joe, and that is Jen down in the corner. We do have another one. Her name is Nikki.
Okay.
She is actually at work, but she
No
may pop
worries.
in.
Okay.
Hey, Britt. Love you too.
So how y'all doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Good, good. We're just getting ready to start our weekend. We're down in Tampa for the week for the night. So they're getting ready to start doors in a minute, and we got 3 days of shows ahead of us.
Oh,
That's
that's
awesome.
awesome. Have you
Well, thank you
guys
for
had
coming
anything crazy
on.
happen during your shows?
Anything crazy happening during our shows? We did have a show where two bands got into almost a fist fight. I'm not going to name names or name where it was because I don't want to narrow it down, but it was it definitely it was interesting
I bet.
to say the absolute least. But other than that, I don't think we've ever really had anything weird happen in our shows before.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Shows are shows.
Yeah, pretty good usually. No fist fights normally.
Well, that's good.
There is some stuff.
Good. Yeah, I feel like most bands in the scene get along, but you always have those ones that just butt heads for some reason.
Yeah, it was definitely it made the night. It felt weird because then we went on right after the fight happened, so that was
Like
yeah,
awkward.
yeah, it was a little odd.
Really though.
Like we know you guys are fighting, but we're gonna play some music for y'all for a little bit, and yeah, went as good as it could have gone.
Yeah. Well, that's one way to get everybody back together.
Yeah.
So, how did you guys originally get into music, like personally?
Oh, personally, I know for me, my parents were very like into music. They weren't musicians, but they loved live music. So ever since I was a kid, I'd been going to shows. When I probably turned 10 or so, I was in a choir. Then they got me a drum set. So probably from my early teens, I started playing music, and then I've just continued from then. So I guess it's been about 20 or so years that I've been doing some sort of musical stuff. And what about you, Nelson? When did you get into playing?
It started with my first festival, which is Ozfest '03, and I was like, hey, one day I'm gonna be up there with the other guy, with those big guys up there, and then I just started picking up the bass, and I just started from there. Like my parents, I don't really have a musical background. Like my parents don't really like music, like my taste in music like that. So I had to discover it on my own, and I found these guys along the lines, like
Many years later.
Many years later. And yeah, and it's just like it just fits like a glove, and just everything feels natural, and I just love playing music with these guys.
That's awesome.
Very cool. So, how did Royal Hearts get started?
So Royal Hearts started. So the drummer Mike, who is he's loading in some stuff right now. Otherwise, I'd have him here. But he had put up a Craigslist ad in 2018, and I responded to the ad, and we got together and we started doing some songs. And then a few months later, we met Nelson through some friends, and we started writing music early 2019, and that's really how it started. We all very carefully responded to a Craigslist ad, and none of us died.
Well,
Well,
thank
that's
goodness
good.
for that.
Those things can be sketchy for sure.
Oh, they can. We definitely had some folks respond to that Craigslist ad that were definitely sketchy. But we anytime we met with someone new, it was always at like a rehearsal venue that had staff, so we knew that there were other people there. Be safe.
Yeah, best way to do it
Be
for
safe
sure.
out there, kids.
Yes, yes, it
Yeah.
is a scary world out there.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Um, and you just went on. Go ahead. You asked the one I was gonna ask.
No, Joe.
I
Um,
know, right?
who
It's
are
been a
some
long
bands that
day.
who are some bands that have inspired you?
I think it's different for each of us, and I think that's what makes us work so well is we're not all coming from the same sort of inspirational background. I know for me, I'm a big fan of the early 2000s, mid 2000s, kind of like mall scene emo music. So bands like Silverstein, Hawthorne Heights, Taking Back Sunday, The Used, things like that.
Yes.
So even though what we write doesn't sound like that,
No.
those are my inspirational bands, and those are kind of like who I look at to get the spark going when I want to write stuff. And I think Nelson likes that heavy stuff. Like he likes punch you in the mouth music.
Yeah, I mean, it started off with like metalcore when metalcore was first taking off, like Poison as Well, As I Lay Dying, It Dies Today, like anything that has a die in there. So like,
All the
they're
dying
good
bands.
probably a band that I would listen to.
That works.
That's
And
awesome.
then I know the other guys. I know Mike gets a lot of inspiration from bands like August Burns Red and things like that. So we're all within kind of like a stone's throw of each other inspirationally, but different enough to where we're not trying to write the same exact thing 100 times over that someone else already did. So we take those influences and we kind of just mix them all up and see what shakes out of the bag.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's definitely cool to bring all those influences in, and it keeps it, keeps it sounding different. I know we interviewed Redefined, and the singer was telling us, he's like, I don't listen to the type of music I play. He's like, I listen to rap and hip hop, and he's like, but then I perform in like this hardcore band. I'm like, yeah, but that's cool too, it brings that
Exactly.
to it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I read an interview once a long time ago that I think it was the drummer of Paramore said that if he wasn't in Paramore, he wouldn't listen to Paramore. So it's not uncommon for musicians to write music that might not be where they pull their inspiration from. Fortunately for us, we write music that we want to listen to. So we're not going to put something out that we wouldn't enjoy putting on in our cars.
Yeah,
definitely.
I feel that. Like, make music that you would want to hear. Make music for you, and then you'll find your people. You'll find your audience.
Agreed.
So when we were talking, you mentioned something about a new song drop coming. Was it today?
It was today. Yeah, we just put a song
It
out
was.
today. It's called For the Last Time. It released at midnight, and the music video went on to YouTube at noon today. It's definitely a slight turn in direction. It's a little bit more hard hitting than some of our recent singles. We got to work with our live guitarist Javier on the writing of that song, and he brought some new energy and some new inspiration into that. And we're really proud of the work that we did for it. I think it's one of the best songs, definitely top 3 for me for Royal Heart songs right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw the clip you guys put on Instagram. It sounds really good.
Thank you.
Welcome. Who is an artist you would love to collaborate with if you could?
If you could pick a band or an artist to collab with, who would you pick, Nelson?
Oh man, get back to me on that one. Let's try here first.
We always do this to people. We put everybody on the spot. It's fine.
For anybody that knows me at all, this is going to come as no surprise at all, but I would love to collaborate with Shane from Silverstein one day. Definitely like my favorite vocalist and one of my favorite songwriters, and they're definitely like top 2 for bands for me. So that would be a dream scenario. But collaborating, I really want to collaborate with a lot of musicians from the Florida scene, like local musicians to us. That way we can kind of work together on building something as a community. So I know that there's a pie in the sky. I wish I could collab with this famous person, but really I would love to just collaborate with anybody that wants to have us work with them, because I think music is something that is expressive and you can express different things with different people.
Absolutely.
So I think that would be a lot of fun.
That's
We did a collab with Kara from Spider Insider from Tampa. on our last single, Mistaken, that came out in December. And she did a phenomenal job. Her band is great. She's such a wonderful person, and the entire support system of their band is great. So that was a really fun experience. And I would just love to keep doing things like that because music is supposed to be fun, and doing that was a lot of fun.
So what is your creative process like when you guys write songs together?
I guess over the years, we've kind of changed. When we first started out, this was back in 2018, early 2019, we were kind of feeling each other out. So we did a lot of the traditional get into a rehearsal space and kind of just come up with ideas there. But then as time progressed, we realized that we wanted to maybe come up with an idea, try and record something, whether it was on our phone or on a computer, and then start to refine it by bouncing it back and forth. When the pandemic hit, kind of really forced us to do that because we couldn't get together. So we did a lot of independent recording and sending it back and forth through Messenger and things like that. But now the writing process really is one of us will come up with an idea, we'll record it, we'll put it out for the others to listen to, and we'll kind of make a decision, hey, let's work on this, or hey, let's sit on it for now. And then once we decide that we're going to work on it, we just immediately just dive straight into it and we hash it out. We'll have 20 different versions of a demo before we're like, all right, I think I know where this is going. So sometimes it can take a month. Sometimes we've written music in maybe a week and a half, and had it ready to go record. So I guess it depends. We don't really have a hard and fast process.
Cool. Yeah.
What's your favorite song to perform live?
What's your favorite song to play live?
Oh, it's probably the new song.
The new one?
Yeah.
The new song, yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't actually performed it live yet, but like,
Tonight's the debut.
Yeah, I love playing it like in practice.
For me, oh shit, what is my favorite one? I think my favorite one to perform live is Disaster.
Yeah, I love Disaster.
It has such a heavy intro, and the beat in it is just so like moving. It's a lot of fun. The call outs in the song are enjoyable to do, and people start to get roped into it, and they're starting to do it back now, which is really exciting as a local upcoming band to have people know words to your song and actually almost be performative with it at shows.
Yeah.
It's a little surreal right now, even when it's one person, and sometimes it's one person that we've just known and they just do it, and it's still really nice. But I think that's probably my favorite song to play live. But we'll see. Tonight's the first night we're playing for the last time live, so maybe that takes the first spot.
You never know. How would you describe the music that you typically create?
I would say that our music is fast enough or quick paced enough to like move to, but still like very emotionally deep enough to connect with past just maybe the instrumentation.
Okay.
So, energetic, emotional, catchy. We have a lot of hooks in our song, even though we primarily do like screaming vocals and breakdowns. We definitely, Ms. You're saying it's kick-ass. Love you, Ms. I lost my train of thought. Even energetic. Shit. I was not interface. I don't even know what you're talking about. You just heavy and catchy. Not
something you could dance to.
Something you could dance to. That's what I'm looking for.
And be emotionally connected to.
Awesome.
Saying about everyday life. Like Ron writes lyrics about like you're going through like a struggle or something like that. You could like get through it and stuff like that. It's just
a lot of what we put out has a lot of emotion, and a lot of the themes in the songs are about personal growth and doing better for yourself, and being brave enough to move on from like toxic relationships with friends and things like that.
Like anything that anybody can relate to.
Yeah, definitely. Now we know who you guys would like to collaborate with. Who would you guys like to open for as a band?
Can I say the same answer?
You can, absolutely.
We've actually been very fortunate over the last 2 years to open for some of our idols. We were able to open for Emery about a year and a half ago. We opened for We Came as Romans. We just did 2 shows with Attila, and we're about to do a Gideon was at that show too, and we're about to open for Bless the Fall in a few weeks in South Florida. I don't know if I have a wish list of bands to open for as much as I have like a wish list of just communities that I would love to be a part of.
Probably Poison the Well for me.
For you, Poison the Well.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna give you a very diplomatic answer, and he's gonna be like, no, no. I'm gonna just tell you an answer. No, I think it would be great to open for a band like Senses Fail would be awesome. I think that'd be such a great time. Or a band like Silverstein, like I said earlier, or August Burns Red, or Counterparts.
Yeah, I'll go to like Taking Back Sunday too. I'm a big fan.
I don't know how much Taking Back Sunday fans are gonna enjoy some of these.
Emo and hardcore bands.
You never know. You never know. Sometimes you find those kind of bands work well together. Like speaking of Silverstein, I saw them last April with Dayseeker.
Me too.
And
I saw them in Orlando.
Did you? And like See You Space Cowboy, and I was like, like See You Space Cowboy felt a little out of place because they're like seem like so much harder, but it worked. So you never know.
Yeah. So I'm looking, Ms. Nora. Ms., you said Afterlife. We actually did open for Afterlife about 2 years ago. We opened for them and Cane Hill up in Jacksonville, and it was a really great show. Afterlife is from our hometown. They're from West Palm Beach, and they're really nice guys. Tyler's been supportive anytime we've interacted with him. He's the vocalist. But they're a great band also. And they're definitely making our hometown proud by continuing to grow.
Yeah, I found them on TikTok. They are really good. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
That we've ever been given?
Save your money.
Save your money. Honestly, to just be honest with where you want to go with it. If you're honest with yourself about how far you want to take something, like being in a band and doing music and something like that, if you're honest with it and everyone around you that's participating in that group with you is honest about it, you'll always be on the same page when it comes to decision making.
Absolutely. I like that. My computer just froze there for a second. Sorry.
Oh,
Nope, we're good. Okay, so how do you feel the internet has impacted your music business itself?
Honestly, without the internet, it would be infinitely harder to do a lot of the networking that we're able to do these days, especially with the 4 of us being spread apart. I live in North Florida. I live in Jacksonville, and the rest of the guys live in South Florida.
Right.
And obviously the internet makes living across the state from each other possible and being able to continue doing what we're doing. But in terms of networking, we have people that live in England and Canada and California and New England up in Massachusetts that we've met online through these different Facebook communities or through TikTok or through Instagram. And without the internet being a presence in the music industry at all, the only way those people ever would have heard of us or ever would be able to interact with us is if we were physically in front of each other. So I think the internet is like an invaluable tool that every creator should use to whatever degree they're comfortable using it.
Absolutely. Now, see, it's kind of funny that you mentioned Canada because that's actually where I'm from, and Jen is from New Mexico.
All over the place.
Yeah.
And obviously you play certain instruments in the band. Do you play other instruments outside the band too?
Do you play anything other than the bass?
I play a little guitar, but Ryan is the jack of all trades. Like, I'm the student. I'm a school kid.
So outside of singing live, up until very recently, I was doing a lot of the guitar work on our recordings. Mm-hmm. So the past few singles, like Thank You, or what else did I? So Thank You, I did the guitar work on. I did the guitar work on Structures and Disasters. Really anything in the last maybe 2 years or so, I've done some guitar work, if not most of it. Mm-hmm. I also play the bass, and I also do know how to play the drums, but I am nowhere near as good of a drummer as, say, our drummer is. But I think having knowledge of other instruments can be very important for musicians in bands to have.
Especially
But
writing music.
it's not absolute, like, it's not a make or break. If Nelson doesn't know how to play a lot of things on guitar, that's fine. He doesn't need to. He wants to play the bass with us. And live, I want to sing. I don't want to play the guitar live. I like having a more personal connection with the audience.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Which album or artist do you turn to for inspiration?
Which albums do I turn to for inspiration?
Wow.
What do you listen to when you're trying to get like hyped up, like inspired for music?
So like probably like Spirit Box. Like I love Spirit Box. It's like all like their latest singles and stuff. I just listen to them on repeat at the gym. Anything aggressive for me. Like I like aggressive. Brian doesn't like aggressive as much.
I'm the other
He's
way.
the opposite.
I'm the other way.
I love
When-
aggressive.
when
I like
I-
breakdowns. I like riffs.
When I want to get inspired, or when I want to listen to something that kind of challenges the way I think about writing songs, I usually listen to Bayside because of the
Okay.
way they craft their songs. They're different. I just find them to be very unique and very different than what a lot of other, like alternative rock bands and punk bands might do.
Mhm.
But I definitely look at them because they're incredible. Or I listen to like old AFI.
Ooh, I love
Yeah.
that.
So like they're like second, third, fourth albums are definitely ones that I pull from.
So my coworker is actually in the chat right now. Her name is Britt, and she said, "We just became best friends here for aggressive music."
We are aggressive music. I think. We are aggressive.
Make sure you
We're very
follow them then.
yes. We are. If you're in the chat and you don't know us, please follow us and let's get to know each other.
She's awesome.
Thanks,
You guys
Layla.
will like her.
Awesome.
We love the aggressive music.
Right? Comes in handy.
Do you guys have any pre-show rituals?
I don't think so. I think we like
I stretch.
he
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
stretches. I don't really have a pre-show. I usually just need like 10 minutes to myself. I guess that's a ritual. I don't do anything weird. I don't meditate or do any sort of like strange things that are outside of just regular show prep, doing some vocal warm-ups, drinking water. But we don't put our hands together and say, "Go team, go." We could. We just don't. We want to do
Let's
that.
start tonight.
Maybe tonight.
Exactly. Like frolic around backstage.
Just go team, go weekender, and we're just gonna do it on stage in front of everybody.
There you go.
Cooler when people are watching.
Yes, there you go.
Go team, go. There
Go
you go.
team, go.
Get everybody involved in it.
Yeah.
Why not, right?
We're gonna get everybody to put their hands in.
Right.
Whole audience participate.
Whole audience, put your hand out. What is there anything you do after the show to like come down from the adrenaline rush?
Afterwards, I need about 10 minutes of straight like decompression. It's not that I don't want to talk to people. It's that I just need to kind of separate the on stage from the off stage. And then after that, I mean, I like talking to everybody that's at the show, whether they were there for our set, missed us, whether they're coming up to our table to say hi or to support us by buying a T-shirt or something, or they're just hanging out at the bar and having a drink. I like being social, and I absolutely hate it if like I got off stage and then just left or hid inside somewhere. I definitely want to be with the other people and enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Definitely go check out their new song. I like that.
Thank you guys.
Do you have one of the earliest musical memories that stayed with you, like with somebody from a band or something that you remember that happened at a show?
Like at one of our
Yeah.
shows or just in general?
Or just in general?
I mean, the earliest musical memory that I have personally is when I was, I don't know, 7 or 8. We went to go see Kansas, and after the show, we were talking to the roadie, and the drummer came by. My dad said that, oh, my son wants to learn drums, and I got to go up on the stage while they were breaking down and like play on his drum kit as
That's
an 8.
awesome.
But
Cool.
I would say our first, I don't know if it's an early memory, but I think that one of the memories that I have that really sticks out with me is last February, Nelson took it upon himself to book a hometown show for us, and with all of his hard work and networking, we ended up selling out over 300 people in a small bar in Fort Lauderdale. And looking out into this audience of all of our friends and people that we saw once or twice before, and new faces, and playing our set, and people were good. They were having a great time. We had people that had bought shirts 4 years ago coming wearing those shirts that don't even print anymore, and just looking out, I was like, man.
And they're all moshing too.
Yeah,
so that's like the biggest compliment if people could mosh to our music.
And having a
having a good time.
It was really fucking cool.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
And Nelson did that. He did all that work.
With help.
Way to go.
What? Oh, all that place in the snow.
What was the first concert you ever went to?
What was your
it was probably that 2003 Ozfest that I talked about earlier on this interview. Yeah, I saw a line of bands that probably are not like playing right now, like probably like Soilwork. I think Shadows Falls was playing. Killswitch Engage. I think Black Sabbath played that night. I'm not sure. Either Black Sabbath or Ozzy Osbourne played that night. But like we were there for like 12 hours straight, and during the end of the set, we're just waiting for Ozzy to come on. I think Slipknot played that year too. I'm not sure, but I think Slipknot's one of my biggest influences as well too. Just going to their shows is just amazing. It's just like it's like a circus out there, with all the fans dressing up like Slipknot and stuff like that. It just like feels like Halloween. And what's the question again?
First concert.
Yeah.
Okay,
so Ozfest. Yeah.
So that.
Yeah.
Very different. The first band I ever saw live was a folk band called America. They were a band in the 60s and 70s. And like I said, ever since I was a kid, my parents always took us to these like shows at the race course in Hollandale. They would put on these bandstands throughout the summer, and we would go almost every weekend because it was pretty inexpensive to take all of us there. And saw America, I saw Joan Jett a zillion years ago. I saw REO Speedwagon. So a lot of like classic rock bands were my first concerts.
That's an awesome way to grow up.
It's an awesome way to grow up. I'm kind of jealous, actually.
Right?
I'm very fortunate and very appreciative of the support that they had given me growing up, because without that, I don't know if I would have gotten into music the way I did. So it was definitely, looking back, it was definitely like a very positive, nice thing and generous thing for them to do for myself and my siblings.
Absolutely. Miz would like to know who the messy one is on tour.
Who is the messy one?
I think we're all clean. We're super clean.
Nelson.
Like, no, there's no one that's messy.
It's Nelson. It's Nelson. If he says everyone's clean, then he's the messy one.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I'm clean, but like I keep things messy because like I know where everything's at.
See, yep,
stuff
that
like
answers
that.
the question.
It's an organized mess.
It's not messy.
No, it's not. That's why he plays a 4-string, and if he had 2 other strings, he would lose them.
Play the 5 strings sometimes.
Oh, shut up.
I only do
See what you started, Miz? There you go.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Yeah, what would your superpower be?
To be invisible. Yeah, just walking through an area, just be invisible and stuff.
Well, you are a bass player, so you're practically there.
Bass players are invisible.
They are.
I think I would. I think flying, but I'm also terrified of heights. So I would be the worst Superman. Like I would never fly. I'd be like, I know I can fly, but I'm never gonna fucking do it. We're gonna take the stairs because I'd be scared of falling. I'd be like, what if the flying just stopped all of a sudden? You're like flying over the ocean, and then all of a sudden,
Boom.
yeah.
At least you're not in the summer, so the ocean is at least warm.
Yes, I guess, yeah. So we've got the bass player who's already invisible and the flying guy who's going to be scared of heights. So I feel like that would just be very ironic.
That would be ironic.
That sounds like
Miss us the
a fun superhero story.
Absolutely. So can you fly over here? No.
I'm gonna go ahead and just pitch that to Amazon right now.
There you go.
Don't produce anything.
Right. What is your favorite restaurant to go to on tour?
On tour, so when we're out of town, I think we try to look for local places usually. So we don't have like a specific, like a favorite. I mean, if we're looking for something that's reliable, we just kind of go to the ones that we know, usually like, you know, the Chipotle's or something like that. I wouldn't say it's anyone's favorite, but
I mean, we try to find like the best like barbecue place.
we do like a good barbecue spot.
Barbecue
We do like
is good.
Yeah. I would like to say that we go to sushi places, but Mike doesn't like sushi.
We went to a free
lame.
barbecue like not too long ago as a band, and then some of them were like their first times.
Yeah. So again, you try different stuff because we try to treat, you know, tours, it's work, right? We get to the venue, we have to be there on time, you know, all that stuff. But we still have time that we can do something exciting or something cool.
Awesome.
No, we're not kicking Mike out of the band. You know how hard it is to find a fucking drummer?
Brittany.
Backtrack me. We can't backtrack.
Yeah, Britt, are you gonna be their drummer? Are you like gonna fly down there to be their drummer now? Like, which says that.
Be a lot warmer than Canada.
Yeah. So we actually do have to start getting ready because the show is about to start. But we wanted to thank you guys for your time today. For anybody that popped into the chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We're Royal Hearts. We just put out a brand new single called "For the Last Time." It's streaming everywhere. And if you're following us and you're just jumping into this for the first time ever, make sure you're following Bang Over Cult. They are super kind. They reached out to us about a week ago, and we were able to get this together. And it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll talk to you guys again soon.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Have a good show, and thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good
Guys.
night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.